Hi, I'm back with our second part in our How to Wrap Hair Scarves series. This one I call the Flamenco Cinnamon Bun, and you'll see why in a minute. I haven't actually seen a lot of women wearing this style, and I don't claim that I made it up, but I did at the time. I hadn't ever seen it before. I'm sure there's other people who wear it this way. This one is my all-time favorite for summer because it really keeps your hair and the scarf out of your way while still looking decorative. So for this one, I'm using this funky leopard print scarf, which is about as long as the other one, so about like 68 inches or so. But it's narrower. It's only about 16 inches wide. So, let's see. And we're going to do the same thing in that we're going to find the midsection of the scarf and we're going to lay it on our hair. This one is not going to pull back quite so far while you're tying it, so you can give yourself a little bit more space up on the top there. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to pull it over to one side, and this one actually I think looks better when you situate the twisting that we're going to do on the side as opposed to at the back. Also, if you keep it to the side, it's going to keep the ends of the scarf out of your way, and you won't have a big knot at the back of your neck when you lean back. So what we're going to do is pretty much the same as with the mini turban, in that we're going to gather both the ends, and we're just going to start to twist them. But what we're going to do differently is you twist it very, very tightly, and as you twist, it's going to want to start to spiral in on itself, like so, you see? And so you're just going to let it do that, and keep twisting it, and let it spiral in on itself. And it's going to start looking like a cinnamon roll. So you're going to keep twisting this until you've got just kind of a little section left that's untwisted. At that point, you're going to take the little end and kind of just wedge it under any of the twisted areas that you made, just to secure it in there. For a performance setting, I'd say you should use some safety pins or hairpins or something to make sure that that end isn't going to poke out. It's actually kind of trying to poke out right now. It's okay. So there you've got this knotted coiled section down underneath your ear, which is what makes me think of flamenco, because I always see women with this gorgeous updo and a great big flower right here. Speaking of flowers, this is another one that's easy, especially just for practice if you just want to be fancy, to just take a flower with a little bit of stem on it and just stick it up underneath the scarf. Don't hit your glasses though, like I am. You just stick it up in there and it'll stay fairly well. If you have a flower that's got a pin back on it, or even really, I suppose you could use something that was like mounted on a rubber band maybe, you can stick it right in the middle of the knot so that it's a flower, you know, blooming out of this coil, and that looks pretty neat. This one is also a nice one for layering. I have just this little tiny, it's not even a real scarf, it's just a piece of stretchy material, and you can layer over the top of this one, bring the ends around to the same side, and you can either, I'm kind of knotting it, just kind of knotting and wrapping it around this part, something like that, or you can tie it and let the ends hang down, things like that. It's a nice way to build up some bulk with your hairpiece without having a lot of stuff that's going to get in your way. The other thing that this is great for is traveling, because, and I don't mean traveling as in a traveling move, I mean traveling in your car to get to practice. Because for a long time I would wear hair scarves that were just tied in a single knot and the ends would be flowing down my back. And I found I would invariably pull them out of my hair, or I would get them wrapped around my head or caught in my safety belt, you know, whatever, on the way to practice. So I started doing this. And I really like this. It's nice, it stays out of your way, and it looks fancy. So there's number 2. And now we're on to number 3 if you're going to watch the entire series. The third one is the full side ponytail, which is ever so exciting. So enjoy.